Chapter 15, or Episode 7 of The Mandalorian Season 2 is on the way tomorrow. So let's run through my preview and predictions of the episode. Now, clearly to start, this is going to be an episode that sets up the season finale. If we go back to Season 1, Episode 7 wasn't one of the best episodes, but it did have a really cool ending, and that's similar to what I'm expecting here. I'm expecting this is going to be an interesting episode with some callbacks to the original trilogy, some awesome action scenes, as Din Djarin, Boba Fett, and Finnick bust Mayfield out of prison. And I think there's a real opportunity while they're in that prison to have a cameo of some other characters. For example, it'd be really cool if they ran into Bossk or Dengar, one of those bounty hunters that used to run with Boba Fett back in the Clone Wars. But what I'm looking forward to most in this episode isn't necessarily who we're going to see in this prison, but what exactly we're going to learn about Baby Yoda and Moff Gideon. Since episode 4, we've been getting just little bits of information about the Imperial Remnant, and I believe that's exactly what we're going to get here in Chapter 15, maybe just a short scene at the end of the episode, again between Moff Gideon and little baby Grogu. Personally, I'd like to see Dr. Persian stating that they've had some sort of success with the high M count blood of Baby Yoda. I mean, that would just leave us in such suspense, setting up Chapter 16 for the big reveal. The big thing I really don't get about this episode, though, if I'm honest, is why Mayfield? Why is Din Djarin going after Mayfield? Why is he taking such a risk to break out Mayfield? I mean, Miggs Mayfield was a sharpshooter for the Imperials. He wasn't an ISB agent or some sort of high-ranking officer. How is he going to know anything about the Imperial Remnant and where Moff Gideon's cruiser is? That to me just doesn't make a lot of sense. But moving on to a positive, one of the things that I'm going to be watching closely in this episode is how Boba and Finnick are acting. I talked to a friend who thought Boba was just being way too kind to Din Djarin, so I think there's a real possibility that Boba and Finnick, they're out for themselves, and at any point they could turn on Din Djarin, which would be an interesting twist, but I'm personally really hoping for a redemption arc here for Boba Fett. That's something I theorized about way back in August, and certainly Star Wars loves its stories of redemption. But that out of the way, I got a bad feeling about the ending of this episode as well. Not the part where I think Moff Gideon and Baby Yoda are going to be in the scene, but the prison break. Near the end of the prison break, I think one of our characters is going to die. I remember Carl Weathers saying something in an interview about how his character Greef Karga, while in Season 2, his past is going to come back to haunt him. And I could see that taking place in a New Republic prison. Perhaps one of the prisoners is somebody that Greef Karga has betrayed in the past. I don't think that would be the best way for Greef to go, but it would certainly make a lot of sense that Greef would have some enemies in the prison. Of course, that's all assuming that Greef Karga is actually going to go with Mando, which obviously I'm predicting he will. But hey, Star Wars fans, we really don't know a lot about this ep. Let me know your predictions in the comments below, and as always, I'm Mike. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.